Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tanis with H&H Science Supply with my weekly live video. This week I'm excited to show you this little project that I have found online. I got some inspiration from different places online, but we're going to make it today. And it is going to be a lantern using things from the dollar store or the Dollar Tree. And so to start with, I got 4 picture frames. You can get these, of course, for $1 or maybe 2 for $1. These are 4x6, but you could use 5x7s. We're going to take them apart. We are going to use Oracal 8300 transparent, which is what a lot of times what we call stained glass. It is transparent, you can see through it, and it does look stained glass. So we're going to do 2 Christmas trees, and I have some of these that are already done just to speed up the video process. And then we're going to do 2 Christmas ornaments. And here's the other Christmas ornament that's already been applied. And we're going to hot glue it together. We are going to use tea lights, battery powered little tea light candles. And we are also going to use these little mirrors. These were found next to the picture frames at the Dollar Tree, like where the candles are. We're going to use this on the bottom, and then we're also going to put one on top. And I did a flower arrangement from Dollar Tree. You could get your flowers from anywhere. And I've got it in plastic because it's got a lot of glitter. But this is the topper that we're going to use for the lantern. And you just get the foam block, put your flowers in there. We're going to set that on top. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm really excited about it. I didn't add up everything that I had as far as dollar-wise because I did have some other miscellaneous stuff I got with it. But I would say 4, 5, 6, 7, for less than $10 for sure, depending on the type of flowers that you use. We can make this project. So let me flip my screen and show you how I took apart the frame. Let me make sure that my glue gun is still heated up as well, because we are going to use hot glue. Make sure that it's still, yeah, we're good. Okay, so let me flip my screen. I've already got a mess and I haven't even started my video yet, so let's see here. Flip this around. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so to start off with, we want to take this frame apart. This one here, like I said, is a 4x6. Wow. And it comes with all of these tools. You might want to keep these because you might be able to use them for something else. So this one came with all of these little tools, your little picture paper there. We're going to bend these tabs back, remove the mat, the little mat here, remove the glass. Be careful with it, we don't want to break it, but we want to remove these tabs. And this is the only tool that I had at my office I could find to remove it. But I'm just going to simply take it, pinch it, and pull it out. These little tabs that keep the backing and the glass in, you just want to pull those out. So I've already done that with the other 3 frames to speed up the process. And we want to, actually I think I need to scoot closer to my glue gun. Sorry about that. So we are going to take these frames, put them in a square, and glue them together. But also we've got this block here, and we want to make sure that it will fit inside there, and it will. So we're going to start with, first we are going to glue those together, but first I want to glue my frames in. So here is the glass that I've already applied the vinyl, and I'm going to go ahead and glue these in so they can be drying a little bit before I apply the last piece of vinyl on the glass. So this one has the vinyl. I'm going to put the vinyl part on the inside of the frame. That way it looks nice and smooth. And all I'm going to do is put just a dab of glue in the top and a dab of glue in the bottom, and then set the glass down in there. I've got a string there I don't want to get out of. So a dab of glue on the top, and a dab of glue on the bottom, and I'm going to set that to the side. And like I said, we're going to do the vinyl side on the inside of the frame. That way it looks nice and smooth and flush. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. You can't really see what I'm doing. There you go. Now you can. We're just going to lay these inside here. So this 8300 is transparent vinyl. We call it stained glass vinyl here. And you can use it for ornaments, glass decorations, office doors and windows. It really is a popular vinyl. So here's my last piece here. And I'm going to take a paper towel and make sure there's no glitter or anything, because I've got glitter everywhere. 'Tis the season for glitter to be everywhere. So this weekend I started decorating my home for Christmas, which is way earlier than I usually do it, but I will be having the H&H Christmas party at our home this year rather than going out like we usually do. So I wanted to get a jump start so that I wasn't scrambling at the last minute decorating and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. So the reason I'm telling you that is because I was talking about glitter being everywhere. I have glitter from one end of the house to the other, and I'm still not finished cleaning it up. So this black vinyl that I'm using as the outline is Oracal 631. I like to use that, or you could use a 651 in a matte finish, but I like to use the matte finish myself. Having a hard time here. So it's not going to stick. These other ones stuck just fine. So the transfer tape I'm using is Oracal, not Oracal, R-Tape AT65. Last week I learned my lesson to never do a video with paper tape unless I absolutely had a legitimate reason, because it didn't work out quite like I wanted it to. So I learned my lesson, but I hope you guys saw the finished product, because I believe that the chalkboard I did last week turned out really cute. And yesterday I did these, applied the vinyl to these other pieces of glass. I had no trouble with the transfer tape at all. But I am in a different space. I'm next door. And that makes a difference, because the humidity and the temperature and everything is a lot different. So I laid the 631 down as the outline. Now I'm going to inlay this 8300 in a green. And just a trick so you know, if you're doing this, the bigger the piece, the harder it is to get it inlaid perfectly. So if you plan on doing a stained glass, I would break it up into smaller pieces whenever you're designing, because it's a lot easier to apply that way. So just keep that in mind. That's my experience, but you might be a little more patient and a little better at it than I am. So, has anyone started with the Christmas? I'm sure you've started Christmas projects, but have you started on the Christmas decorating yet? I'm curious to know. So I do have a few bubbles, which is really disappointing, but this one right here, I think there was a piece of glitter underneath there. So, but I think once we get it on, you're not going to be able to really see it. Plus, we're going to be putting that on the outside of the lantern rather than, so you're not going to be able to see that there's a little bubble there, I don't think. Alright, these little dots are not wanting to stick to this tape. There they go. They're sticking. So, anytime you're having trouble with pulling the backing off the tape, flip it over and peel the backing up this way rather than trying to peel the vinyl from the top, or the tape from the top. Generally that will help. So I'm going to inlay these red ornaments here. I love doing these stained glass projects. It is probably one of my favorite things to do because they always turn out so pretty. So now I'm going to put just a little dot of glue in the top and a little dot of glue on the bottom. And you could glue it as much as you want. You wouldn't have to use hot glue. I just think hot glue is easy. Alright, so we've got that. And let me see if there's any questions. Hi Curtis, thank you for joining. Thank you Artistry. You're doing a Dollar Tree project on Monday too. I'll have to tune into that. Hey Kathy. Yes, this is going to be so cute. Teresa says she hasn't started decorating for Christmas, but I have bought one present. I have not bought any presents, but I've bought a lot of decorations. Every year I try to add to what I already have because to buy it all at once is way too expensive. So this year I added stuff to decorate the top of my china cabinet, and I'm going to try to, I added stuff to my Christmas trees like ribbons and things like that. So, so this is how I want it to be. So like the Christmas trees will face each other and the ornaments will face each other. I'm just going to start with one, and I'm going to run glue down the side here and just glue this other one to it. One good thing about hot glue is it doesn't take long for it to set up. I think I got too much glue on that first round, so be easy with the glue. It doesn't take a ton to get them to stick. Alright, so on this one I'm going to have to work pretty fast because I have to put it on this side here, and I also have to put it on the other side. I don't want it to cool off before I have it stuck. Alright, so there we go. See if you guys can see that so far. So I'm going to give it just a second to kind of set up there. Now this piece of, I've got some strings in here, I want to get them out. This piece of mirror here, it is like the size of the square in there. So what I'm going to do, and the reason I'm putting that in there just for added effect for reflection, you could put a piece of painted wood, or you could use nothing. You could just set your candle on the table, but I am using the glass just for an added effect of reflection. So I'm going to run a bead of glue along the edge and then set the lantern on top. Get another glue stick right here. I'll make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. And you could use any kind of glue, but I believe for me hot glue is pretty simple to use. So I'm just setting that on there, let that set up really good. And then what, I've got this second piece of mirror, I'm actually going to flip it over so that it adds even more reflection. And I'm going to, so this is my floral arrangement, all from the Dollar Tree. So I only have a couple of bucks in it. I used a floral foam here. It was a square. I cut it down so it didn't set up so tall, but I wanted to go ahead and arrange this so that you're not watching me do that. But I'm going to glue this to the mirror so when I set it on top, they are together. So let me go ahead and get that done. Shoot. Okay, so those are adhered together, and I've got these. You could use any kind of battery powered tea candles, or if you wanted to use a real candle, you just wouldn't put a top on it. Real candles are messy, and so these came in a 2-pack. All I have to do is pull the little tab out, turn it on, and I've already got glitter everywhere. But then this just sets on top. Drop my glue gun. Let me get my picture here, or my camera there. So there you go. That is the finished product here. I'm trying to get my camera good here. And I'm going to post a picture of this with the lights off. It's kind of hard to see. Is that better? So you guys can see that. Do you guys have any questions? Let me flip my screen around and maybe I can show it to you this other way. Yes, Teresa, thank you. I think it turned out just darling. So this is the finished product. All it is 4 picture frames glued together. The vinyl is the 8300. The top is removable, so you can change the battery out or you can turn it off and on. And fun, inexpensive. You can customize your own centerpieces, use any colors you want, use any vinyl you want. You wouldn't necessarily have to use the 8300, but I do like the effect of it. You could even do like a snow scene. I've seen them where they do like snowmen and sleighs going through the snow and then fill it up with snow, and then you could do like a candle like on a base or something. The possibilities are absolutely endless, and it was inexpensive and pretty easy to do. So thank you guys. Hello Regina, good to see you. Very nice, great idea. Looks good, thank you. So I have to say, I am constantly watching videos on Pinterest, trying to get new ideas, and I saw someone doing something similar with the picture frames, making a lantern, but I did add my own thing. I added the mirror base, and then I also decided to do the flower arrangement on top. And of course, I have to do vinyl every time. Otherwise, why would you guys want to watch my lives if I wasn't doing vinyl on them? So I think this turned out really cute. Let me know if you make this project, because I would definitely like to see the ideas that you use to do this. Does anybody have any questions? What is the difference in 8300 and 651? 651 is opaque, and so it's got the adhesive on the back, like it's an opaque vinyl, and it has either a clear or gray adhesive on the back. 651 is a clear adhesive, but some vinyls might have a gray adhesive when you're talking about printable vinyls. The 8300 is transparent, so you can actually see through it. So you can see through the vinyl. It's kind of like stained glass vinyl. And it's often used for, well, we call it stained glass vinyl for stained glass projects, but the intent for it would be color change on glass. You will often see it on office buildings, dividers and things like that. So that is the difference in the 8300 and the 651. They're just two different uses. You wouldn't want to use 8300 on like a storefront glass, because a lot of times when you're doing glass outside, it's hard to see through. Glass appears to be more dark or dark black or dark gray. But if you were doing like an inside office setting, it would look great. It might show up okay on an outside setting, but you wouldn't want to use it on your car or anything like that. It wouldn't show up very good. Anytime you're doing glass, you would want to use something with lighter colors and something that's opaque as far as your car. But these are, the 8300 is great for Christmas ornaments, and I think I've showed you guys before some of this stained glass type of projects that I've done. You could even use an etched glass vinyl. I mean, you could use any kind of vinyl on this lantern depending on the type of look that you are going for. I think this project turned out super cute. I really wasn't very excited about the flowers. You kind of have to take what you can get at the Dollar Tree, but I think that it very much is Christmas, and you can choose any kind of arrangement you want. And honestly, this wouldn't have to be a Christmas project. You could use this for anything as a centerpiece. You can make the flowers more neutral. You could change them out, have different tops for the different seasons, and pretty inexpensive gift, pretty inexpensive centerpiece for your dining table or for your end table. And that would be good. Like if you had a winter wedding, Kathy, thank you for saying that. These would be inexpensive centerpieces for a winter wedding, or even any type of seasonal wedding. And you could even put like different sayings, or so many different options on these that you could do. The possibilities are absolutely endless. So does anybody have any questions or comments? I'm going to post a picture of this finished project, and I'm going to try to do it with the lights off, so hopefully the tea candle will show up good. Nobody has any questions? Anybody? So if nobody has anything, I'm going to sign off for today. Thank you for joining me every Thursday, 3 o'clock Central, for a new project. Next week, I think I'm going to do something with fabric and HTV. We'll see how that goes. I haven't done HTV in a few weeks. If you have any project ideas or have anything you would like to see us bring in or do, please either comment here or send us an email. Always thinking outside the box. I try. I wish I had more time to dedicate to this. Once a week is more than enough for me to handle as far as time wise, but I do like trying to think outside of the box for projects, and sometimes these can get kind of expensive, so I try to find less expensive ways to do them. Thank you guys. Thank you, Teresa says. Thank you for inspiration you always provide. I try to show you guys what you can do with our projects, or with our vinyl as far as projects, rather than just slapping it on a window or a sign. There's so many options, and there's so much out there that I don't even know. So if you guys have found a cool technique or a cool way to use some of the products that we have, please share that with me, or teach me how to do it. That way I can maybe do a video and show other people how to do it as well. Okay guys, well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate everyone's support and give me ideas. Hope you have a great weekend. We supply, you create.